Okay, now I see 2 red dots up there.
Yeah.
Who's hold on? Who's recording? Are you recording too?
I see.
No.
Okay, I have a thing, a red dot that has NDI next to it. It says stop NDI, and then I have a red dot that says America's is recording the call.
Oh, yeah. Okay, because you different. You got
Macintosh.
Max. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm close to done with these. I'm close to done with these niggas though. It's getting there.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah. Okay.
What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen to the Creative Cloud? Are we we gonna have to be putting into malditos carajos?
So far we haven't gotten rid of it. We haven't talked again about it.
Right.
And if it does, I'll just be purchasing myself. So because I'm gonna need it no matter what. So
right. Okay.
You don't have to worry about it. It'll just go from him paying for it for me paying for myself, but it'll still be the same log.
Well, I mean, I'll just give you the login to ours, and then we can just share the one. You know what I'm saying?
But we all 3 can't be on at the same time.
Oh no. We're gonna make it so that all 3 of us can, because we're on a 14-day trial.
Help us, we're poor.
Each license allows 2 logins.
Right. So what? We just get 2?
Yeah, we have to get two licenses.
Okay, that's fine. That works for me. Shit, I'm cool with that. We can split it 3 ways. I mean.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
No problem with that.
All right. Orale! What's up, homies? Welcome to the Chino and Homeboy podcast. I am America's Homeboy. You got Hate Jones. I don't know which one he is. Top or bottom there. And we got Chino.
Right here. Wherever it is in your screen.
Hate.
Yeah. Right?
Hate.
Exactly. I'll let you figure out which one of the 2 brown people it is.
Oh, you know what? I kind of like the hate gang. Like you said, hey gang last time. That was good. I like that. Should say that again.
Yes.
Hey gang.
Hey gang. By the way.
Oh no! Did she come back to life? Oh. All right, I'll be out there later.
And for your future reference, we prefer the term original people opposed to brown people.
Original people.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Original people. Man, you're taking it all the way back to the Stone Age, aren't you?
Shit, why not?
To the caveman times.
Back to the caveman times. Oh man.
You know, I mean, why shouldn't I? The white man loves to go that far back to proclaim their greatness. Why not me?
That's true. Yeah, no, that's true. So on today's episode, we're going to be talking about mandates, the vaccination mandates, ivermectin, and Chino's hemoglobin, and how COVID nearly killed him after the fact.
Yeah, exactly.
How COVID almost killed him afterwards.
It was a post-COVID complication.
Right. Exactly.
What was that term that you said? An adverse or whatever.
You could have had a negative outcome.
Right. Almost a negative outcome. An adverse effect. Man, I'm really high.
Yeah. I love it.
I couldn't put words for a second.
Yeah, we're having the same problems. Let's see here.
All right. Some bread.
Right. So, but first off, we're gonna talk about this Matrix 4 trailer.
Right on.
Yeah. I mean, I got a big rubbery one for it.
I was
Right.
highly unimpressed.
So
Hey.
when I first when I first saw the thing, like the first couple of frames, and I saw Neo, right? I'm like, hold on, did I click on the right thing? Because this motherfucker looks like John Wick.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
hold on.
Yes.
I was a little confused for a second, and then I was I guess waiting for the green sheen, and I didn't really see it. So it was that was also kind of weird to me.
That was the other
Um,
problem.
Yeah, and so I mean, there are a few things that I'm excited for, like um, Lawrence Fishburne isn't in the movie, so I want to see who the fuck plays.
You're excited about that? You're excited that Lawrence Fishburne isn't in
No,
the
no,
Matrix?
no. I'm excited to see how or who
How that
and what
plan.
the actor is going to be, like how they're going to play Morpheus without Lawrence Fishburne.
Right.
Yeah.
And who's
I
playing it.
think he's a hidden character that's gonna pop out like at some point.
Okay. Maybe.
That's what I'm thinking. Because like you got Carrie Fisher, you got Neo. They're both old as fuck. You can clearly see it.
Right.
Now all of a sudden you got a new Morpheus who's young, but maybe I've watched a few conspiracy videos about it, or not review videos about it, and it was like maybe he doesn't know who he is fully either, like Neo. And then when they come to an awakening, you're gonna end up getting the other one, getting Lawrence Fishburne or some shit like that. It's weird, but I think the whole shit is overly overbaked, and I'm not really impressed because like each movie except for the last one, well, even in the last one, they did groundbreaking visual effects and action sequences, right? I see none of that in this one. I just see rehash of shit that they've already did. So
Right.
what at this point, what am I watching it for? You know what I'm saying? Because the whole story's, the underlying story is all about these visual special effects efforts. In the first one, everything they did was groundbreaking. They developed bullet time. You go to the next movie, they do this big freeway chase scene. They do a lot of CGI shit with the agent dude. Say they even get the mech war shit started. Um, at Zion and shit, right? So you got
Yeah.
3 levels on that shit, right? And then you go to the third movie, and you have the big sky fighting scene, which they created a fucking rig to go around their waist and have them actually flying in the air, punching each other, right?
Right.
Yep.
Each one groundbreaking, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
What the fuck am I getting in this one?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Gratuitous violence.
I didn't even see any violence in this shit. I saw less guns than anything.
But there was a lot of explosions.
I saw a bunch of explosions, some punches, and some slow-mo kicks, which is all good. You know what I'm saying? I'm down with that shit.
It was also stopping bullets.
Yeah, but he was doing it weekly. He wasn't even doing it cool. And I've already seen that shit.
Hey, hold up. Hey, hold up. Let's watch it. Hold up. Let's watch it. Let's watch it through the power of screen sharing. Let's
Welcome
see here.
to the 21st century.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. All right. Start sharing. All right. Give me a second. Here we go. And action. Nope. Can you guys hear it?
Negative.
Can you guys hear it?
Oh yeah, I forgot that he was but I forgot that he was in the trailer.
But we could just look at it. They don't say anything worth saying. Okay, so we got Doogie.
See, look, that's John Wick.
We got Doogie Howser in this shit for no fucking reason.
Yep.
And then with their efforts to make the future more brown, I see less brown people in this than I've seen in the other Matrix movies. Right. Carrie Fisher's still looking good for an old lady, but
Carrie Ann Moss.
I'll tell you what, I do like
she died. She died.
Yeah.
why?
So did he.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess it's kind of
I believe
ironic or
the
appropriate, I should say,
is
that this is
one.
releasing on Christmas Day.
Yeah, Neo is the one, and he can be reborn. So
Hmm.
you know, there goes a young fucking what's her face
Oracle,
Oracle. Yeah,
and there's Morpheus.
yeah. This dude.
Follow the right rabbit, Neo.
And see, it doesn't feel as slick and stylized as the first movie, and the new
Mhm.
style isn't as cool as it was in the first movie.
Mhm.
Like shit's
There's
not.
no green shit. It was on her face.
I love this part when he blows everything up.
And like I notice his teeth a little too much. Whatever
Man,
how they're shooting this, all I'm seeing is stacked teeth, and that's a problem.
Neo still got hands though.
Yeah. I mean, he stays in shape.
That was quick.
And then so far we don't really see a good sinister agent that's going to be the person you really need to be in fear for, which is a problem because if this doesn't have a solid bad guy, we have a problem. All we see is like indescript agents
Yeah.
and them rehashing scenes that we've already seen before.
Well, I guess we're just gonna have to watch it on Christmas Day.
Mm, maybe I'll wait till it comes to HBO Max.
I mean, there's that too. The cheaper option.
So the
And
Matrix
who is this motherfucker? Like,
uh,
we had we had Duke Hauser, right? Like,
yeah,
okay, like who's this new guy?
it's a bunch of new shit. Just make another movie. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So,
I mean, they're trying to capitalize on the Matrix franchise. I can understand that, but
when
as
milking the cows a little too much, I get
yeah,
disinterested.
well,
Oh shit! Speaking of karate kicking movies, did anybody watch what do you call that shit? Shang-Chi?
No.
not yet.
No, you want to know why? You want to know why? Because there's still a pandemic going on.
Oh, well, what's this, my friend? What's this? I went to what was the theater? Damn it. What's the other? It's another brand of theater. I can't fucking always forget their fucking name.
AMC, Regal,
No,
Regent, or whatever.
no. It's another one that has like a club where you can pay monthly for free tickets.
Not
Uh,
ArcLight. It's
it's a,
Harkins.
no, can't remember. I always forget the fucking name of it, but it's one of those. And they so in Marina Del Rey they have a theater that also has luxury seating in the balcony.
Uh-huh.
So
Is that where you can put your feet up and shit?
yeah, feed up, food, delivery service, that whole deal, alcohol.
I was about to ask, they got beer?
Oh, they got cocktails.
That's
So,
what's up. Give me a fucking old fashioned, some goddamn
yeah.
popcorn. That's the weird combination, but hey, look, in my high brain, that sounds fucking amazing. So let's do
When
it.
you come to LA for a visit, we'll go check it out.
Word.
Get some Asian soy wings and a couple of cocktails. Eat up. We'll watch
Soy
the
wings.
but so my idea was because I was also fearful of the movie theater myself. I was like, if we go there, we'll be above everybody and we'll be in these expensive seats that are spaced out, and we won't have to deal with anybody, and it'll make it a little
Right.
safer. We go, and basically all the luxury seats were bought out, and nobody was downstairs in this jumbo-sized theater, and they only had 2 showings for the movie that week. Also, I mean
Right.
for that, so they had 2 showings, and it wasn't sold out. So the upper deck was sold out, but the regular seats were empty. So we could have just went to the regular seats, and we would have been by ourselves.
Right.
But
Right
that's
on.
that's how I bypassed fucking with the theater. Going to a theater is like I gotta go to a luxury spot that's because I was looking for either going early in the morning or late in the evening so that nobody's there, depending on what the rush was going to be for the movie. And that
Yeah.
was the solution, so minimal
Right on.
minimal people, didn't have to sit next to anybody other than the people I came with. and everything worked out, and we could talk about that movie once you motherfuckers have.
All right.
Hey, I'll put you like this. Chino, on the strength of the people, you should go watch the movie.
Right on.
Right?
Do it for the
I mean,
do
I
it for the
fully
culture.
intend to. I
This-
most
this-
definitely doing it for the culture,
know-
especially for my Asian folk.
I know you're not Chinese, but this is your Black Panther. Trust me.
All right. Actually, you know what? You know what? That's a hell of an endorsement. I'm gonna tell you because Black Panther was fucking amazing. So
This movie is better than Black Panther in my book.
right on.
Well, look,
Go watch it now.
if Marvel wants to do some Hispanic representation,
They don't.
Caliman, dude, Caliman.
But, I don't know. Shit, Marvel don't got no Mexican superheroes.
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
They
got some X-Men. They got some X-Men.
Yeah, exactly. That one of the
no,
not X-Men. I think
outside of X-Men, they ain't got none.
What the hell is his name? Sunspot?
Richter? Yeah, Sunspot. He's Argentinian.
No, Sunspot. I think Sunspot is Japanese. I think Richter is or Richter, however you pronounce it.
No. Sunspot is either Brazilian or Argentinian, and then there's another Asian character who also has a similar ability. That's named something else.
And I gotta read some more comic books. I mean, I used to had a bunch of comics growing up, and I fully nerded out on that shit. But yeah, I need to catch up.
X-Men is fully diversified. The
Right.
rest of it is not. So
Well, I mean,
when I say superhero, I mean all the other motherfuckers.
They're working on it. You know,
but so
we got an Asian superhero now. You know, so that's something.
Like Disney does have Aztec. Like that's the only one that I know that's actually from Mexico. Is Aztec.
Right. Well, you know, they could always make Ghost Rider like Hispanic.
They did, and then they canceled the show.
Oh man, lame sauce.
Oh man. Well, I mean, you could always, Homeboy. I mean, like you said, they need Hispanic representation. Stand the fuck up, bro.
That's right.
Pull up.
Exactly. I'll play Long Shot. He's Mexican, right?
Long Shot. I thought Long Shot was like from a different dimension. Yeah, it's a long shot. That Long Shot is Mexican.
Yeah, exactly. No. What did you call it? All right, so freelance. Oh, by the way, I think I made the Matrix trailer entirely way too loud, and you guys were talking, and no one probably heard you. Just saying.
So you okay? You saying in the recording?
We'll fix it in post.
We'll fix it in post. Shit.
So here's my dilemma. So for the last year, I've been freelancing full time, and have actually made good money so far than I've had in the past. Like, and because I've always worked and freelanced on the side, except for a 3-year period where I freelanced full time and had a part-time job, and really didn't make that much money because the economy tanked back in like 09 or whatever.
09, yeah, right around that time.
So this year I looked at my finances and I'm like, oh shit, I've almost earned my old salary. And if everything keeps on pace for the end of the year as it's going, I'll actually make more than what I used to make, which is like, oh shit, I need to keep this shit up and figure out how to expand and maybe hire an assistant so I can leverage more work,
Damn, Hey Jones is balling.
I'm trying to. All the money's going right out the door to bills and shit.
I was about to say, like, let me hold some.
So
how much you gonna pay your assistant?
They're gonna be in the Philippines, so about $5 an hour. I gotta keep my people fresh. You know what I'm saying?
Look, if you want a Filipino assistant, I'm right here.
Well, I'm assistant I can afford. Because I could get a full-time person for like $300 to $500. They just be on call or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wouldn't necessarily be paying $5 an hour, but I was like, okay, what's your hourly wage? I mean, you like, what do you want for a month? And then put a little extra on it and call it even. And it's like, if I kill one major job, that'll pay for them, and then I'll have extra money left over, you know?
Right on.
Right.
So I've been applying to county jobs. Almost a year ago, I applied. I went and took some testing or whatever, and never got a call back. And then I finally got a call back, and I had an interview like a month or so ago. And the people seemed cool. I did what I do in most of my interviews: is I give them some bomb ass information that they need to take notes on to help them out. Which she did. She's like, "Ooh, let me get my notepad. What's that again?" And I gave her some juice, right? So I'm like,
Right.
I'm in like Flynn because I just helped you. You know what I'm saying? I just
Right.
increased your productivity by telling you shit you should already know, right?
Right.
Get a late letter 2 weeks later. Sorry, you weren't accepted. Thank you, but we picked somebody else.
These motherfuckers.
I was like, all right, cool, no problem. I still got money coming in, everything else, and then my drone guy shit is kind of month to month. Like we're working on things, and he has a product that's being developed, but the dude who's building the product is basically fucking us over and haven't did the work. So this could all blow up in our lap by the end of the month. So then I don't know where I'm gonna sit with my regular payments that I get from him, because he might be out of business or worse. You know what I'm saying? So then the county calls me back, and they're like, "Hey, you still free? I want to interview with you, and I want you to talk to the director." And I was like, "Wait a minute, I thought y'all placed somebody else."
Yeah.
Right.
You thought you were canceled.
Yeah.
Stupid.
That's what that call was. That's what that call was. I'm like,
Right. Like just like
you know,
OnlyFans
I'm
canceled
sorry,
the
like,
porn.
I'm sorry, Mr. Hate Jones, but I'm afraid that we're just gonna have to cancel you and move forward with other applicants.
Uh-huh.
Cheers.
On the back.
Good luck. Happy job hunting.
Yeah.
And then later there's like sliding in your DMs and like, hey yo, you know what we said about canceling you? Well, you uncanceled.
Hey Joe's got fucking OnlyFans.
Yeah. Because what I'm thinking is they pick somebody else, but the hiring process takes so much time
Yeah.
that their first pick fell off
Right.
That first
or
pick probably got a job.
from somewhere
Yeah,
else.
somewhere else. Yeah.
And so I told them in my interview, like, you know, I freelance, and when, you know, the job comes, I'll be reducing my freelance, hopefully just to work with my drone guy.
Right.
And then everything else I do is kind of like autopilot, small shit, just
Yeah.
hosting websites and shit like that. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, because it's like, yeah, we got limits on how many hours you can work outside of work. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the
Uh-huh.
shit is that shit?
Really? Really?
Yeah. But it's like they have no way of knowing what the fuck you're doing anyway. It's
Right.
like
Right.
my shit is a business anyway, so they
Man,
wouldn't
this
know.
shit sounds like government overreach. You need to tell what's up, son.
Yeah. So
Oh man.
so
They're
I
like,
have
what you mean? What you mean I can't work another 8 hours after working 8 hours for you,
Bro,
man?
hold on. I am so fucking baked that I forgot that he's talking about like a county job. So when you said government overreach, like what the hell is he talking about? Like, I mean, it's funny, right? But I'm like, wait, oh yeah, I did say it's a county job. Oh
yeah.
man. Whew.
Oh,
So it's like you know, I have my interview, my next interview, and it was like, okay, we'll call you back in a couple of days to let you know. Well, no, the lady called me. She was like, hey, I want to interview with you. You got time to talk right now? I was like, yeah. So we talked, and it was kind of like a short, quick interview. It was like, okay, I'm gonna call you back and see where we're gonna go from here. So be looking for my call in the next couple of days. I was like, cool. I go take a shit. He calls me back. I'm like,
Oh man, there's no such thing as TMI in the Chino and Homeboy podcast.
Like-
let me tell you.
like literally, I'm on the toilet.
You on the throne?
I'm on the throne, dropping loads, and I'm just about finished. And I'm swiping through Instagram like usual, and
Right.
then my phone rings, and it's some random number which I usually don't answer, but they're calling a bat phone. So like, I'm like, okay, if they got this number, then I had to give it to them. It's not a bill collector or some shit like that.
Right.
So
Right.
I go ahead and answer it, and she's like, "Hey, this is me," her name or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, My director wants to interview you. Are you available in the next 2 days? I'm like, yeah, set the appointment.
What the fuck? How many interviews you got to go through?
You feel me?
It's a government job, dude.
Like,
one job I
no,
did.
I understand. I
One
understand
job-
that, but like, dude, I feel tired just listening to the story. But how many fucking interviews he's got to do? Like,
No.
wait a minute.
One job I took, I had like, it felt like 8 interviews and a test project, and I
Uh-huh.
still didn't get a fucking job.
I remember you telling me
damn.
about that one.
And I was pissed because that's like, for like a job, like I ain't never really wanted a job. Like I like working for myself personally, but
Yeah.
this job, I was actually stoked about actually doing the work there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm like, it was in the food industry, and I'm like, I never really thought about mixing my design shit with food, like 2 things I'm passionate about and pulling them together. So I was like really hyped for working there. I was like, I have free access to produce, and I'll get to work with food and decent pay, and it's in my old neighborhood and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? It was like if I worked there and I live where I live now, my life would be a lot easier because the traffic there from where I am now is super easy, right?
Right.
And they just like, nah.
Hey, be careful, man. Don't make triangulate your location just by saying that shit.
I didn't say where anything was. And so,
So that
but I
job's
saw-
canceled.
yeah, I saw they never called me back, and then I saw the job posting up again a few months later.
Yeah.
It was back up, same description. And the thing was, the 2 ladies who I would be working for
Yeah.
was like, "You're our pick. We're rooting for you," but
Oh.
they don't make the final decision. So I'm like, how do you not hire the person that the 2 people that will be in charge of that person says this is our person?
Right. Right.
Government
Like-
overreach.
Yeah.
Just government. You know what I'm saying? So like, here I am now with, okay, if I get this job, which is gonna be like a 10-hour a day, 4 days a week job, how do I work with my other client, my primary client, which sometimes I gotta travel or travel to him or travel across the US to be with him and record
Right.
certain shit, manage people during the daytime hours and shit like that. How do I make that happen effectively where he can still pay me and go do a full-time gig, right?
Tell him how much the full-time gig is gonna give you, and watch your pay increase, and you not have to take that full-time gig.
He don't have that. He don't
Okay.
have
All right.
If his
Right.
goal is to pay me, well, actually, this gig is going to be a step back in finances until
Yeah.
like it certain key points, but the maximum payout is above, what
Right.
I've earned before.
Right
It's
on.
long term and all that shit. It's solid. So
Right.
just like,
Plus benefits and all that other happy horse shit.
you know what I'm saying? So, and I'm like, wow, okay, that's going to be cool. But like now I'm pulling in cash that's almost close to what they're going to top out at. So like if I maximize what I'm doing now, I could
Yeah.
be earning more than what their top pay is going to be 2-3 years from now.
Right.
And be killing it because I'll have write-offs on top of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's the reason why they don't want you taking that's the reason why they don't want you taking jobs on the side. They'll be like, man, this motherfucker's gonna fuck around and get himself a higher paying job and leave us in the cold.
Kind of like the Navy when you fucking hit the lottery, right?
Right,
Like,
exactly.
Well, he's not gonna care. He's got a fucking, he's got millions of bucks. Like, he's not gonna follow orders. Who gives a
Exactly.
shit?
And
Exactly. Like,
then
hey, you're going to Captain's Mast. Captain's Mast. Shit, look.
Shit,
Here's
I'm out.
$1,000. Here's $1,000. Tell the captain I'll see him when I see him.
yeah. So then, I go to
can
my
do that. You can do that for me, Chief.
Right.
yeah.
Holy shit.
So I go to my girl for advice. But
Uh,
she's a total stickler, like, yeah, take the job. Real
Right.
easy. Like, well, I don't want this financial what do you call that? Insecurity, because you could get paid, you could not get paid, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm like, in my history, I'm like, this is the first time I'm like actually pulling in the bank the way I want to be pulling in the bank 100% on my own.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if I can maximize a few more things, it'll be easy street, you know what I'm saying? Because I like just waking up when I feel like it and then going to work.
Oh,
Well,
so you mean
here's the thing. What I got to do? How do I help you do that? I'm your assistant. You got a Filipino right here.
I would have to have you fill calls during the daytime and actually do work, because I have like one client that actually what they do is they usually call me a day before and say, hey, are you available? And for a project, I say yes, and then it's an easy project, but it's a lot of him and hawing and back and forthing. Oh, can you make that type smaller? Can you make the logo bigger? Bullshit.
Right.
But they're good
Gotcha.
people because they're nice about it and they pay. So,
right?
you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But sometimes it's a lot of back and forth. So like once I start a project, I might get like emails like, hey, can you change this, change that? If I'm at my regular job during the daytime, I'm not going to be able to answer those emails effectively.
Right.
I can't be on my phone all fucking day. On
Right.
top of the fact that it's going to be a high pressure gig where I'm going to be inundated with a lot of fucking work that I got to crank out. So I'm not going to be
Right.
chill. You know what I'm saying? And then my question is like, once I get off of that, I get a 3-day weekend every day. I mean, every week, I get Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, which is great.
Woo! Yeah.
And how much recuperation time do I have to go through to kind of get my mind back in order to do work on other projects? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So like that's my dilemma. Like, because I'm like, my desire is to say fuck it and keep doing what I'm doing. But the security
Right.
side on, keep, you just got a house, we want to get another one soon. The regular paycheck with extra work on the side with
Yeah.
benefit.
Well, I got to tell you, based off of what you said, that might be a little too much work for me. I'm high all the time, so I quit. I can't do it. But okay, all jokes aside, how does one get started freelancing? Because I may seem like an idiot on the pod, but I'm a pretty good fucking writer.
I never thought of you as an idiot based off of what you said.
Well, thank you.
Just that you smoke a lot. That's about it. But not an
Yeah,
idiot.
that's pretty much it.
I'm not an idiot. I just smoke a lot.
Right, exactly. But like I said, I think I'm a pretty good writer. I'm gonna pump my own state and say that Homeboy has seen my writing, and
Yeah.
he says I'm a pretty good writer.
Oh, yeah.
So how does one get started freelancing? How do you get gigs? How do you negotiate your rate?
Okay, so number one, you got to know your worth. So there's what the industry pays, and then what's the actual value of the work that you turn out, right? So like if you're gonna write something that's gonna make somebody say $5,000, you're at least owed 1,500, right?
Okay.
Like whatever they pay you, they should be able to double or triple in a matter of days, weeks, or months. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the
Right.
thing lists. So but overall, this is my cheap and easy factor. I think we went over this before, but it's the rent factor.
Right.
So
I do remember that
whatever
vaguely.
your rent is, break it down into quarters, and those are your project pricing. You know what I'm saying? Based on how many hours you're going to bring in. So any project that you do should be contributing to paying your rent in some significant way, shape, or form. So if
Okay.
you're paying $1,000 for rent, your shortest price is $250. You know, and then you figure out like how much work that actually is for you to do. And then that's your increment. Oh, it's a small project, 250. It's a big one or a medium sized one, 500. If it's bigger than that, you know, and so forth and so on. But that's just the starting point. Most of the writers I know charge between 15, not 15, but 25 to 40 or 50 an hour.
And what kind of writing do they do?
So like
for what?
One friend, he basically writes articles for organization that he works for that we both used to work for. So teachers, educators within the department or within the business will take their speeches or interviews that he does with them to cultivate an article. So he'll look at what they wrote, fix it, make it right, you know, because sometimes they're battling. So he makes what they say sound better, make it grammarly correct, and then push that out. Or he'll interview people or research information and then write an article all to itself.
Right.
So the best part is, so to get started, one, you need some samples. So you should do some creative writing within the area that you're trying to get in. So like there's copywriting for ads, there's writing blog articles for people. So you could come up with a subject, research it, write an article, and put it on your website under your blog saying this is a sample of my writing and what you did, and kind of explain it. Two, you can do a job for free for somebody that needs it. And then that's something that you'll have out in the air that's floating around. So most people say never do free work, but the free has to do with the exchange. And if you need something out that you've never touched before, then it might be wise, if you know the person or the client, to go ahead and do one for free, so you have something out there to point to that I did that at some point. Then three, once you have those things together, you got your proof that you can do the job and or do the work. You can go on to, there's several online freelance network places that you can go to and, you know, bid for jobs.
Okay.
Get a few of those under your belt, and then you're good.
Right on. Well, that concludes the freelancing webinar.
No. I wanted you guys to tell me your thoughts on what I should do.
Well, for my part, if H8 Jones gets this county job, that means weekends with H8 Jones exploring fancy restaurants after the pandemic, of course.
Yeah, post-pandemic, yeah.
Yeah, but you don't have child support payments like, you know, me personally, you know, I have oh, wrong fucking animation. Here, I have child support payments, right? So yeah, I would definitely take the secure gig, right? But that's me. I got crumb snatchers I got to pay for. You know, I got babies mamas.
No, I'm saying for me, not for you.
Like, so
like if you were in my shoes, where you have like 1 year of very successful freelancing and in a bad economic state on top of that, right? And then you got this secure gig. Well, let me tell you this too. So the week I had this interview, and I'm worried about this shit, right?
Yeah.
Client checks came in, you know, some more money came in. Then I had a couple of more inquiries, like 3 inquiries for more work.
Right on.
Quoted one, they kind of worked me down a little bit because of the budget that they were under. But they paid me like upwards of like $90 an hour for rush work.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
without blinking. And I was like, $90. And I was like, at that point, I realized I could have did like double,
Yeah.
you know, my regular rate. So they're like, cool, no problem. Because I did something for them over Christmas break a few years back. And so she just hit me back up and was just like, okay, we're good with that. The client is a go. I have some content for you by the beginning of next month. And then boom. So like I already got a job booked for next month that would basically cover my mortgage. And then everything I make for all my other clients is just money in my pocket at that
Right.
point. You know what I'm saying? So like it would actually be the first month this year where I could actually put money away to save.
Right.
Right.
Well, okay. So if I were to put myself in your position,
Yeah.
um, I
You in my position as me.
right. What I
Okay.
would do, is I would take the secure gig, but like if my assumptions are correct, and you hustle like I think you do, why not take the secure gig and just do some shit on the side?
Oh,
Like.
no. I mean, I would be. So like one of my new clients, the one I told you kind of make the logo bigger,
Mhm.
they're consistent but random within when they're gonna call me for work kind of thing. And so I usually
Right.
talk to them during daytime hours, which I would be
Right.
working all day from like 7 a.m.
Hence the need for an assistant.
Yeah, because I can't fill their calls and I can't make any changes to the work while I'm at work. Now,
Right.
it could be reasonable, and I can tell them like, hey, my schedule changed, so I
Hmm.
won't be able to attend to anything until in the evenings, and that'll probably work out for them too, because they seem to be they send things out way before they're actually needed, so none of it is usually rush. Like a few
Right.
times they hit me on the weekends, like, hey, can we get this back today? And they're like, okay, no problem. If I'm free or whatever.
Right.
So
Right.
that's one, and then keeping up with my drone client, which is my most important client, because I also own a small stake in the company. So
Right.
it's like, how do I continue to work with him effectively and keep everything going? Because I'm thinking like maybe I'll reduce what he has to pay me every month since I won't be on call like I am now. Uh,
Uh-huh.
so I'll reduce what he's paying me now by a third, but I still keep or go back to my old gig, which is when you make money, when you make a sale, you pay me. So if you're not making any sales, you don't have to pay me. You make
Hmm.
a sale, then I get a cut or a percentage of that sale. Um, you know, but I know he's gonna be hurting because like I'm the guy that he talks to all the time and kind of throw things on off the board with and shit like that. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be it's gonna diminish productivity in the marketing sense with that particular client.
I think, yeah. So, especially because you want to buy another house. Um,
Mm.
I think that the security of having that county job might be a better option, you know,
Yeah,
because you at least have that, and so I would say go with the kind of job and just uh, do what how much you want to do for like the side gigs,
hmm
you know.
yeah,
I
because I
there's
think
just
all my side stuff I can pretty much keep,
right.
except for doing work for the drone guy, because that would be strictly like weekends, and he's trying to
Uh-huh.
work only during the week so he can spend time with his family during the weekend. So
Right.
he's
Right.
not neglecting them. So like the only time I'm going to be free is then, and so that would put a kibosh on a lot of other things that we were planning
Yeah.
on
That's a
working
hell of
on
a
it.
logistical problem. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I've been I've been going down, driving down to where he's at, and spending 3 or 4 days during the week working, and then coming back home, and like I basically
Yeah.
just been at his call whenever he needs me. All right, no problem, and I'll just go.
Huh.
So I feel it's like damn, and I feel like I could be like me not being there 100% during this crucial time where things are happening could be a
Right.
detriment to him and the company as a whole. So I kind of feel a little guilty on that end, you know?
Right. And so, okay, so um what not to turn hippie or anything, but like how does it feel like if you were to accept the government job, the county
Mm.
job, um does it make you feel guilty, um, you know, that
Not not being
or bad?
able to help him as much as I have been feels bad because I feel like I'm abandoning it. You know, like because I understand how much. Like I've worked with him over the years, and this dude never gets tired. And now I see him actually getting tired.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like he goes 100. You know, he's ex-military, so I'm picking up a little bit from him from this, and I'm like, okay, no matter what, he just keeps going. Like it's never a moment like, oh, that didn't work out, so let's stop. It's just like let's keep.
That sounds remarkably familiar.
Right.
So there's never any stop in the going. You know what I'm saying? And I've been a helpful resource to him to keep him going. You know, like we had a long talk earlier this week, and then he was like, "Oh man, that's a good idea. I'm gonna start recording right now." I'm like, "Dude, you're on the East Coast. You stressed out about the production of the new product and the way it's going because he actually went out to the location to stand over the dude and be like, why my shit isn't done." You know? So he's away from his family. He's spending money on travel that he shouldn't have to spend to get a product that he's fully paid for produced. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
And then he's stressed out, like, because if this doesn't go right, he'll go into deeper debt to make it right. And basically gonna lose money and probably lose a client in the process. So depending on how all this shit pans out, it might break him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a quick question. So you had mentioned earlier that you know there were just a few things that you need to maximize or improve on, and you know, and you can make more money. So like, what kind of things, or you know, how much do you need to maximize?
Well,
you know, like
I have a hosting, like I host websites, right? And I could basically put together something where you can build your own, sign up and build your own, and do self-billing and all this other stuff, which I've been wanting to do for years and just never got it done. And so I started looking into some other things. I'm like, oh, I'm closer to having it done than I thought, and I can do it in 2 different ways. So if I can make that and market it enough, I could have basically passive income coming in through that avenue. If I can just get a certain amount of people on board, and like say 100 new clients in that field, and I'll be doing good.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, I had another question and lost it because I'm baked. Anyway, continue while I, think about commiserate.
So one is to get that up and running. The other one is to figure out how to properly find and outsource a person that could actually do some of the production work that I get.
Gotcha. Okay, and that just like shifted the focus back. Is there anything that you can automate? You know, is there any process? Is there a process that will save you time that you can automate to maximize or make your your production more efficient?
Yeah, pay that Filipino people $5 an hour.
Right.
Because most of it is like handwork, like be in front of the computer, push some buttons, make something happen. So the only way to maximize that is to outsource it for a cheaper price than what I would be taking in hourly for it.
Huh. That's you know what? That's
which I was thinking of, because I'm like, if I get another long-term client, I would actually have to at that point, because the demand for my time would be at its peak.
No, you know what? This is a hell of a logistical problem for you.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, this is the part
I can
most
see both sides.
freelancers don't get and don't realize. So like, either you're always working, which I usually am, until you have to hire an assistant to kind of take the load off. And then in that case, you're just overseeing and giving input and basically being an art director or creative director, and doing less the work. And you're basically managing the clients and their expectations and marketing
Essentially, you're expanding.
Yeah, but then once you go from freelancer to, let's say, agency, right? you do less design work. At that point, you're going to be hiring people, freelancers and whatnot, and then having to put bigger budgets together for that work.
That was weak.
That was an 8.
Shame.
Okay, I'll take
But
it.
but for what it's worth, I'm more than likely going to go along with the county job just for the security.
Yeah.
For the moment, and then kind of see where it takes me at that end. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like, if the client number one ends up bubbling up and he can then pay me what we discussed for like what my full time pay would be in benefit package,
Yeah.
then I would definitely leave because I prefer working with autonomy.
Right.
Autonomy, getting to travel across the United States and fucking around with technology and being in charge of what's on my desk. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I get maximum amount of input working with him than I do anywhere else.
Well, so which decision feels better?
Oh man, my boss just say, nah, I don't want the job and keep doing what I'm doing.
Man,
But
follow your balls.
Yep, follow your balls.
But I've been down that road and it's gone sideways. Even though I'm better positioned this time around, it's like it's working better. But I've
Right.
hopped out the window before and it ruined my relationships, put me in debt.
Yeah, there's that PTSD.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Post traumatic sex disorder.
There's that too. There's that too. But yeah, I mean, shit, man.
But
the security thing is that's huge.
Yeah,
like it's a good ballast. Like it balance. It's like it carries such weight. Because you do have that. That secure. Not necessarily ever present, but you can count on it. It's like clockwork, right?
Yeah.
And so that's a huge thing. But like we said, follow your balls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if that decision feels, coming to America, when they're talking on the swing when the engagement just got announced, and Eddie Murphy's character says, Prince Akeem says, the first reaction is usually the correct one.
Yeah.
And so I think that could apply here. So it feels better to just continue on what you're doing. And I mean, you've built these relationships with these clients. So they trust you, they know you put out good work, that also carries weight, and so like I think at this point, just continue to cultivate those relationships. And I think you'll find more, because like if you do a good enough job, and from what I know about you, like you do, right? They might refer you to other people and you get more fucking clients. You know what I mean?
I mean that's generally what happens. I've never advertised my services.
Yeah, like word of mouth.
Everything I'm getting
one of the best advertisements you can have. You know what I mean? Like that's a personal endorsement. So I just shifted. If my tune, did some weird giraffe neck thing, that's because that's why.
Okay, so we're like an hour in. So
all right, hold up.
No, this was a good discussion. I like this discussion.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut here, right? And then we're gonna go follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Shout out to all the people we said we're gonna shout out to. Then, and then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna start a whole nother show. And we'll post it in the middle of the week.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'll cut this out, right?
Okay.
I'll cut this little part out, because I said we'll cut right here, and then we'll just, and then I'll like start it off again. So well, it's time again. Man, that sounded so fake.
Say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest. Say it with
Or
feeling.
no, or hold on. Say it with your balls.
Right? Say it with balls.
Well, look, just continue it, and then just when you make a cut, be like, stay tuned for part 2, and leave it there. And so we're all still going through the same show with the same list, and we don't have to present it like it's a whole new episode when it's part 2 of the last episode. It was just a long ass episode. So
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, there you have it. Stay tuned for part 2, which will be coming shortly. Yay! Stay. What is it? God damn it! Oh, stay tuned. Oh man, I used the wrong fucking one. It's supposed to go tuned. Stay tuned.
Fucking animation. All right then.
All
Stay
right.
tuned,
All
folks.
right. Hate. Peace out.
Late.
Hey, what's up, homies? You like that shit? Then hit up that like button. Let us know what you think in the comment section. And if you didn't like that shit, then we hope you have a better time fucking yourself. The rest of you homies, go check out another video. Peace.